Season 6 of Superior Angling TV is brought to you by RJ Sport and Cycle and the rest of our fine sponsors. Welcome to this episode of Superior Angling. We have something pretty cool taking place these next couple days. We are up here with Voyagaire Houseboats on the Crane, Point and Namakin chain of lakes, and we're going to be targeting springtime walleyes. Now there's tons and tons of area to fish up here. You have all of Crane Lake, all of Sandpoint, all of Namakin. I mean, there's just endless miles, endless acreage for you to get out there and fish, and it's true wilderness. Very few cabins up here. It's all Voyageurs National Park. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's the true northern Minnesota wilderness, and it's so nice having the accommodations of a houseboat right next to our walleye fishing spots. You know, there's so many miles of water to fish out here. Having a base camp out of a houseboat means that we can take this houseboat and position ourselves and have a 5-minute run to some of the best walleye fishing in Minnesota. Like, you cannot beat it. You know, all the amenities of a cabin on shore, but it's mobile, it's portable. We can take our home and position it anywhere on these chain of lakes and get after these walleyes. I am super excited for today. Stick with us, it's gonna be a good one. You know, one of my favorite aspects of fishing up here with Voyagaire Houseboats and staying in a houseboat is you can position yourselves wherever you want along these chain of lakes. Like, there's so much good walleye fishing up here. There's so much water to explore, and there's endless campsites. Like, you can take these houseboats and go anywhere on these chain of lakes and truly just find kind of your secret spot this time of year and pull up to a campsite right next to your fishing spot and have a 2-3 minute run to, you know, truly some of the, probably this time of year, some of the, you know, better walleye fishing in the whole state. Like, it truly does happen here. There's so many walleyes out here to catch and so much water to fish. And, you know, just targeting them with a jig and a minnow or a jig and plastic is so much fun. And I feel like this time of year is when that jig bite really excels. Like, your fish are in current, they're grouped up, they're congregated. And when you can find them, like, you're gonna catch a lot of fish. Like, there's, you know, high water and a lot of current definitely groups up fish pretty tight, and it makes them pretty accessible and pretty easy to catch. And again, that's why it's my favorite time of year to fish up here on the Crane, Namakin, and Sandpoint chain of lakes, just because, like, there's so many neck down areas, so many current areas that hold these fish and congregate these fish. And you know, you can truly have a world-class day with the amenities of your own cabin, you know, 2 minutes from your best fishing spot, right? Like, that's pretty cool. That's what's pretty cool about it. You know, Voyagaire has 35 houseboats. They've been in business since 1959. It's a big operation. It's a pretty impressive sight to see. These houseboats are very comfortable. A lot of them are newly updated. One houseboat is brand new. Like, it's a pretty cool operation to see everything that goes on with it. And the service that goes along with Voyagaire is second to none. You know, if you're staying out here and you need minnows, you need food, you need another case of beer, for example, like, they'll deliver it to you. I mean, that's pretty special. That's pretty cool. So hopefully we need to put a call in to have some more minnows or plastics delivered, because I'm hoping for a good walleye bite here today, and I think we could see some pretty cool things. There's a fish. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of fishing that we do throughout the year, but catching walleyes on a jig and minnow or a jig and plastic is just, it's next level fun. It's next level fun. Look at that, how cool is that? There's just so many fish in that 15, 16, 17 inch range. I mean, that just allow for perfect shore lunches, and we're definitely gonna do that later today. So how much fun is this? Walleyes and jigging minnow in the springtime. So when I hook on these minnows, especially when you're fishing in current, I like to go in the mouth, out through the gill, and then kind of twist the minnow and come back up through the belly. Just like that. It stays on a lot better than if you just put it up through the bottom jaw and out through the eye or the nose or whatever. So that's a good fish. That feels like a better fish. That is so cool. I'll hoist her. There we go. Really nice walleye. That'll go 17, 17 and a half. Nice. But it pays just to hesitate a little bit. If I'm fishing plastics, as soon as I feel a thunk, you set the hook. With the jig and minnow, it pays to delay a second or two because it allows that fish just to chew it a little bit better. This is awesome fishing. Like, it's unbelievable how good fishing is up here. And like, there's no fishing pressure right now. Like, there's nobody up here. It is super cool to see early season like this, high water and lots of walleyes. There's a fish. There's a fish. It's such a different bite with live bait. It's just like a lighter tick, and you set the hook. But again, that's just what's fun about up here is if you like live bait, you can fish live bait. If you like plastics, you can fish plastics. It's gonna be a decent fish. Give me a good fight. Oh yeah. Getting a little big to hoist. That there's a solid 19-inch walleye. But again, that same Northland deep V jig, you can fish it both ways, with live bait, with a plastic. It performs very, very well, and that is the end result right there. There's a fish. The old thump. Big old thunk. That is so fun. This one feels pretty good. This one feels pretty good. It's such a different bite, live bait versus plastics, but again, both are so effective at catching fish. It's not a bad fish. Ooh. Look at that one there. It's a solid. Probably pushing 18-incher. No matter what you're using, a jig and a minnow or a jig and a plastic, we're targeting the same areas, the same locations. We have a nice current break right here and it's kind of bouncing that jig down, and it's walleye in the boat. Let's get this one on the tape and see if it's going to be shore lunch or a releaser. There's a better fish. That feels like a better one. Stand down. Nice. They hit it so hard. Walleyes in current. Man, is that a fun fight. That's a good fish.
That's a nice fish.
Yeah, very nice fish. There we go. Beauty. Look at that. Solid 22-inch male. Nice fish. Moving water walleyes on these lakes up here in northern Minnesota, you cannot beat it. I mean, that's a nice fish like anywhere you go, anywhere in the state, but especially up here in the northwoods of Minnesota. All alone, you have the whole wilderness to yourself to explore, just so many miles of water. It's pretty cool to see what you can experience up here. And we have the comfort and joys of a houseboat 5 minutes away. Like, you can't beat it. How cool is that? That's a nice fish. He's ready to go back, and we'll catch another one. All right, we have a mess of walleyes in the live well, and you work up quite an appetite after catching a bunch of fish. So we're gonna head back. Luckily for us, our houseboat's right around the corner. And again, that's the benefit of fishing out of a houseboat, is that you can position it right next to your fishing areas early season like this. No matter what lake you're on, you can always have that houseboat close by. So it's just a quick run back to it, you know, cook up some fish, have some lunch, have some dinner, head back out. It's being mobile and efficient like that just allows you to fish longer, fish harder out here, and you have all the comforts of a cabin right on the water. So let's head over there and cook up some fish and enjoy some delicious fresh walleye.
absolutely delicious. Shore lunch, it's hard to beat. Caught a couple hours ago, fresh walleye, and they're that perfect eating size, like 13 to 17 inches. Makes the best shore lunch. Like, that's gold right there.
All right, we are up here on Crane Lake fishing with Voyagaire Houseboats. You can see our houseboat behind us. This is pretty awesome. So many miles of water to explore. We're able to take our houseboat and dock it right next to one of our favorite walleye fishing spots. Fishing is incredible. Jigs and minnows, jigs and plastics. These walleyes are hungry. There's lots of current. Fishing is absolutely fantastic. So we're excited to get out here today and see what the lake has in store for us today. But staying in one of these houseboats is pretty impressive. You get all the amenities of a cabin, you know, a comfortable beds, a stove, a grill, you name it. These houseboats have it. It makes fishing up here that much more enjoyable and comfortable. We are ready to get after some big walleyes today. This is gonna be fun. There's some very significant river systems such as the Vermilion or Namakin rivers that flow into these chain of lakes that produce a lot of current. And again, I love current for springtime walleyes. It makes for some tremendous, tremendous fishing. So we're gonna idle up here and find that current break, get out of it a little bit and fish that current seam and toss some jigs and plastics around. So this is setting up pretty good. I love high water, I love a lot of flow, and you really only see that this time of year. Those last 2 weeks in May, and maybe into that first week in June. That's when you have your peak water flows and, in my mind, peak fishing. There's a fish. That feels like a good one. That feels like a good one.
Want the net for that one?
Yeah, why don't you grab the net, buddy?
Okay.
This feels like a better fish. This feels like a better fish. Staying down. Staying down. It just seems like walleyes just, when they see a plastic, they're just mad at it compared to like a live bait where you get that kind of tap, tap, tap. When it's a plastic, it's just whack. And that bite just radiates through your rod, through your arm. And that's just why I love fishing a jig and plastic when I can. And you know, it's not every lake that you can get away with jigs and plastics. You know, lakes that are heavily pressured, the walleyes have seen a lot of baits, like they're not gonna eat jigs and plastics. But when you get up here, there's so much untouched water up here. There's such good potential. That's a nice walleye. Look at that one. Wow, how cool is that, huh? That is so much fun. Just wilderness gold up here. Look at that, how cool is that? Crane Lake, Point and Namakin, like it's truly world-class fishing for springtime walleyes. You know, it's fun when you can see that caliber, that class of fish. You know, it's always fun to catch eaters, catch your 14 to 16 inches for the fry pan, but it's pretty special when you can catch 22, 23 inch fish like that on a jig and plastic. It it just shows that it's truly a world-class fishery when that happens, and those 22, 23 inch fish are so much fun to catch. They put up a good battle, and there's even bigger potential. So I'm excited to see what the rest of today has in store for us. Fish, man, they hit it so hard. This one's got some weight. This one's got some weight. I'll take the net, buddy, when you get done with your cast there.
I just missed one.
Did you really?
Yeah.
This one feels pretty heavy. Using the St. Croix Legend X, like that bite just pulsates through the rod and into your arm. This is a good fish. This is a good fish. She's staying down, bud. She's staying down. That's a heavy one. That's a heavy one. We're gonna get a look at her pretty quick here. But this is what you hope for, because you know big potential exists up here. This is gonna be it. Oh yeah, that's a big walleye. That's a big walleye. There she is. That's a giant. That is a giant. And into the RS net she goes.
Oh my goodness, that's a big fish. Fishing up here in northern Minnesota and Ontario is big walleyes like that. That go 27 inches all day long. Big post-spawn female. You cannot beat this. Voyagaire Lodge and Houseboats, what an experience. Truly staying in the houseboat enables you to come up here and catch fish like this. It's magical. It's simply magical. Wow, what a walleye, what a time, what an experience. There she goes. What a fish. Just to catch that fish up here in 10 feet of water, you're all alone, just the whole wilderness around you. It's truly, truly a magical experience. Fish. Man, this is like the next cast. This is a big fish. This is another big fish.
Want the net?
Yeah, I'll grab the, why don't you take the net? This is another big fish. Gonna go back to back on fish like 25 inches or more. Yeah, that's a good one. That's probably 24, 25 incher. This is magical up here. There she is, buddy. Another one. Another one. Gotta love it. Look at that. 24, 25, 24. Unbelievable. We have found the group of spawned out females. Incredible. And you're all alone. You're all alone. That's the best part. That's the best part. Springtime, late May up here with Voyagaire Houseboats catching trophy walleyes in Minnesota's Northwoods. It does not get any better.
Here's a fish.
That's a nice walleye, bud.
Yeah, feels pretty good.
And that's just the fun part about this time of year is how shallow and how aggressive these fish are. Like, you don't see that later in summer when your water temps are super warm. Like when your water temps are cooler like this, these fish are just an all-out mission to destroy your bait when it comes into play. So that's a nice walleye. Take your prize. Yeah. Beauty. That was not a pretty hook set, but hey, it worked. It worked. Back-to-back cast. This feels like another nice fish. Look at that fish. Ooh, that's a big one. That there's a big walleye. She just come unhooked too. Look at that. And what we're finding is like our best depths are that 12 to 15 feet of water. Like there's so much deep water out here. It's nice because that just eliminates it. Like you're not going to get a jig down in 30 or 40 feet. So focus on that 12 to 15 feet. Again, the water's cold. These fish are up shallow. They're active. They're hungry. They're aggressive. I mean, just look at the girth on this fish. Beautiful walleye. Let's get her back. Down she goes. And so kind of in terms of the gear that we're using, 3/8 ounce jig. Again, in the super slack water, you can get away with a 1/4 ounce, but we're casting to like the current edges. So I prefer a 3/8 ounce jig, pairing that up with a ringworm or a moxie, and then a medium power rod. So this is the St. Croix, this is the Avid X. A Legend Tournament is a very good rod as well. But what I feel like is the biggest factor is pairing a 3/8 ounce jig with a medium power rod. A medium power rod, it's just too stiff for a 1/4 ounce, and a medium light is too light for a 3/8 ounce jig. So if you're kind of looking at what rod to use with what type of jig, 3/8 ounce jig, a medium power rod, you can't go wrong. feels like a good one. That feels like a good one. Yeah, it's a heavy fish. Heavy fish. I love it. Find your current seam, find your current break, and you are gonna find walleyes. Yeah, that's a good fish. Look at that, nice. Look at that fish. Well, that's a solid 21, 22 incher. Another beautiful fish. What a day we've had. So many fish. It doesn't really seem to matter what the weather's doing, whether you have clouds or whether you have sun, whether you have wind, whether you have no wind. Early season walleyes up here on Crane, Sandpoint, Namakin, man, they are hungry and they are going to put a smile on their face, that's for sure. What a fun day we've had. What an awesome walleye. I mean, you just continue to catch. I mean, it's nothing to catch 30, 40, and 50 of these in a day. I mean, it's truly remarkable. And to know that we have a floating cabin like 5-10 minutes from us that we can go back to, I mean, it's all the better. What a fish. Let's get her back. Fish right there. They hit that jig so hard. It is so incredible. I mean, absolutely mind-blowing fishing between yesterday and today. And in between the 2 days, we got a very comfortable and enjoyable stay in the Voyagaire houseboat. I mean, just an all-around incredible, incredible experience. It's just so fun, like catching fish all day, driving your boat back 5-10 minutes, get into the houseboat, cook up a meal, relax on the couch, watch a movie, you know, it's just totally you get the whole 9 yards of enjoyment and world-class walleye fishing. This is gonna be a good one too. And I don't know how many walleyes we've caught over the past 2 days. You lose track. That's truly how good fishing is out here. That's a nice walleye. A little too big to hoist. Look at that fish. What a way to end it. My arm is sore, my shoulder's sore. I mean, over 100 walleyes in 2 days. I mean, it's just incredible. Being up here late May like this is by far the best time to catch trophy walleyes like this one. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.
We would like to thank you for watching this episode of Superior Angling TV. You can catch us every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. here on WDIO. You can also join us on social media for weekly contests, behind-the-scenes photos, videos, and much more. Also, don't forget, check out superiorangling.com to shop our new apparel available now.